Hello guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. We're talking about my day of power, that is Jupiterian energy. Those that do not know, this is your first time in my live. My name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRS. On this particular platform, you will hear me not talk about teach about my personal practices or beliefs. What I teach on this platform is universal laws, and this platform is for people that are in the church that practice the ATR, and people that have left the church and practice the ATR, but the church is still in them. This live is also for those that want to know and learn about what real magic, energy, frequency, and vibration is. If this is your first time alive, I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Those are the African sciences by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. To all of my brothers and sisters, I want to say salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, and to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Ajax. To each and every one of you guys that are being notified that I am live, Chief Apostle is here on my day of power, here to share with you. I am actually crowned Mafedi Fum Oya. I am definitely a child and crowned Bablu Aye, St. Lazarus. What's up there, Demetrius in the house? Thank you so much for joining us. Mama Susan, thank you for being with us. Gemini in the house. I say to each and every one of you guys, excited to be here, sharing the information by which I operate in on today. I want to say thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Some of you guys that Zelle me. Some of you guys, I just appreciate the level of support to my baby Stormy. I don't know if Keisha's had her baby, but she's probably in that process. So we're going to be looking and checking out for her. What's up there, my Shamari, my cancer from Chi-Town? What's up, Royal Artiste in the house? What's up, Monique Fofo? Craig them crab cakes coming up in here. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much. I kind of changed the font on my phone, so I look a little bigger than normal. So I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much. I am going to also acknowledge Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you all. This is going to be a good night, especially on my day of power. Y'all know how I rock. And I also sharing with you guys information. Actually, I was supposed to. What's up there, my aphrodisiac? Yes, Yanza is her name. What's up there, Ryan in the house? Thank you so much. Libra. My Padrino is a Libra as well. My Fedi Funo Batala. There go my aphrodisiac. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get this talisman because I got to do work for y'all tonight. Hold on. Sorry about that. I needed to get my talisman. I was intending to get it before I got on here and I forgot. Trying to do too much. Now, those that have my talisman, this is the talisman. This is my Fedi Fun Yanza, and this was on my Risha, my when I was crowned. And so these are all these. If you have, because I have Ogun and all that, but I'm gonna work with my head of Risha tonight on my day of power. But if you have that talisman, get that talisman out. My talisman are for a donation of $300. But if you have your talisman, your Oya talisman, I want you to get that talisman out tonight because we're gonna work this energy. And so talisman is energy that you draw, into your life. Amulets normally ward off energy. So depending on the type of talisman or veve or what I'm trying to say, sigil you may have, and the energy flow is very different. Wow. Cool costume. Thank you so much. I started to say something real slick, but I ain't in the mood. UPS done put it on me today, and I need to conserve my energy. Now, what I want to talk about. Now you. Oh, so now I want y'all to understand that when it comes down to real magic, real energy, and frequency and vibration, we have these talismans because sometimes this is why they're consecrated and empowered or energized for a particular client, for a particular purpose. And because Oya is the a spirit of change, also the spirit of wind, she also rules on the marketplace. And a lot of you guys are dealing with financial things that you are trying to accommodate and to accomplish. And Oya works very, very, very strong with me when it comes to my money and my finances. I was doing that with Centella last night. So I work with change. I bring change when it comes to finances. Now, what we want to do is change the elevation of your income. In other words, you don't just want money to come in. You want to change your trajectory of how money comes in. So you create different avenues and facets where there's more than one stream of income coming into your life. And so whether that is by you tricking at night and waiting on tables in the daytime, or maybe you are a type of person that you are librarian by day and a hoe by night. I don't know. But you need to create. With Oya, I believe in creating different streams of income. My grandmother always used to tell me you got to have more than one thing going on. So yes, I have a job, but I also have other means of streaming income. Okay, that is very important. Now, my subject tonight is if you want something to show for your involvement in the ATRs. Now, a lot of times, and I'm going to say this, and I'm like I said, I'm a Sagittarius, Moon in Aries, and Rising sign Pisces. I am not trying to be offensive to any individual. What I am trying to do is address the acknowledgement that just like in Christianity, just like in Islam, people are participating in activities of spiritual nature, and they don't have anything to show for it, other than maybe a fetish. When I say fetish, it may be something that has been blessed by that particular priest or priestess. But I want to teach people that get involved in ATRs or get involved in magic how to actually get involved to the point where you have something to show for the things that you participate in. So that's why this is important. Now, first of all, we're going to start with Romans, the 4th chapter. This is really strong. All of my talismans have set on my Orishas over 21 days. Some of them are quite longer than that, of course. But we want to talk about this. And this is important. And I want to say personally thank you to all of the melanated men out there that support Chief Apostle Ely, and to all of my ride or die females out there that has been rocking and strengthening my hand. Much love to you. Thank you so very much. May somebody give you sexual healing, and may somebody eat you like you have never been eaten before. May somebody suck you to glory. And so those are the blessings that I disperse. Everybody bless people how they want to. I bless people in different ways. So I enjoy my life, and I hope that you are enjoying yours. Now, Romans, the 4th chapter, verse 21. Now, this says, now listen, this is important. And this is talking about, so we that participate, you that participate in the ATR, that's hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lacuna, Congo, mysticism, shamanism, any form of Native American arts when it comes to spirituality, because they all derive out of African sciences. So, so let's start right here. Romans, the 4th chapter, verse 21. It said, and being, let me actually read 20 and 21. It says, he staggered not at the promise of God through unbelief. Now, it doesn't matter. What's up, Unveiling Ann? It doesn't matter what ATR you're in, what science you're in. If you come into these sciences with a bag full of unbelief, you are more interested in finding ways to disbelieve what you are practicing versus actually coming into the ATRs with a healthy, sober-minded belief system when it comes down to how African sciences operate. And I'm going to explain to you why that is important, but I'm going to continue to read. It says, staggered not, or it was not drunken, it wasn't back and forth, but was strong in faith, giving glory to God, and being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform. Now, this is why this is important in journeying with somebody like me. What's up, Trirana Aries? There's a lot of people that may be in the ATRs, but they have little or to nothing to show for it. And this is a reason why this exists. No matter if you believe in the power of prayer, whether you believe in affirmation, whether you believe that you are a source or a sorceress, or whether you believe that you are an apostle, pastor, teacher, evangelist, whether you believe you are a mambo or a yami, the mindset when you enter into that particular tradition, you need to enter into that believing that these orishas, Loa, and Kisi, and Pungo can do exactly what has been preached, taught, or exhibited. You should not go into anything without first studying and coming to a conclusion whether this is for you. Even though your ancestors may have practiced, does not mean that you actually are fully persuaded that Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Haniel, Sashiel, Camiel, that any of those archangels have the capacity or ability to do what they have done. When I call on an angel, if I call on a spirit, I believe that that spirit has the ability to do what I have called it to do. A lot of times we are out here calling on Obatala, even though you ain't initiated, but hey, let's go on with it. Initiated people have little to show for their belief system, and as well as uninitiated people. In order to get to a place where you're actually seeing manifestation by the belief system you have to actually believe that if you call on the name of El Shaddai or the Elohim, that energy, that chi, or that prana actually can perform those very works that you are inviting into your particular space. Goofy, don't call me daddy unless I'm fucking you, okay? And at that point, you call me Big Daddy. We got to keep with the adjectives that apply. Now, I need you to understand, nobody, I don't care how great of a teacher they are in Ifa, Voodoo, any of that. Nobody can make you believe anything. Let's get that straight. We compel people by I try to compel people by being a living example of my belief system. But I cannot put my belief, I cannot put my faith, I cannot put my idea of trust inside of you just because I'm teaching you about the life that I live when it comes down to the ATRs. What people have to do is, before you get involved into something, that's just like people get married with people and they don't even believe that that husband gonna be a husband to them. They don't believe that wife is gonna be a wife to them. People, let me tell y'all something. Stop looking at what people are saying and actually look at what they have to show for from the relationship that they create, from the relationship that they endeavor, from the relationship that they actually maintain. Why are we in relationship and we don't have nothing to show for from the relationship? The Bible says two can't walk together except they agree. What do we have to show for our union? And this is where it get really challenging for people, because they are not used to being in environments where they have to actually prove anything. They actually have to produce anything. I don't care if you married. Besides y'all having sex and having kids, what y'all got to show for actually y'all union? If y'all Jonathan and David, what do y'all have to show for y'all union? If y'all are Naomi and Ruth, what do y'all have to show for y'all union? All this talking about, that's my friend, or that's my homeboy, or that's my homegirl, or that's where I go to church at, or that's my Elay, or that's my Padrino. What do we have to show for? This interaction on social media. Since we coming together, we need to be able to come together and have something tangible to show for behind the interaction and receiving the information by which we get, if that's what you here for. Now, me personally, sir, man, I'm not going to do nothing if I can't show, I don't have nothing to show for. I'm not interested in having titles. I'm not interested in having connectivity with people, places, and things when there's nothing that I can show for actually being in relationship with that individual. Are y'all understanding where I'm coming from? Okay, let's proceed. It says, being fully persuaded. Now, promises are just like contracts. Promises are agreements made by you and the Egun, you and the entity, you and the whatever spirit, deity, God, goddess. If you are still in root work, and you're still in hoodoo, and you're still in Kabbalah, and you are still having the mindset this shit don't work. I've been doing this 4 months, 3 months, 2 hours. I don't know. I know that from the way that I was raised, that I have a very, very strong belief system. And so therefore, if something fails or falters, I always look at myself. I do realize if you grew up in the church or with the influence of the church, that the job you have is to blame the devil for everything that does not come your way, or it wasn't God's will. I don't live in that energy. I don't live by those concepts. I believe that I am the captain of my own ship. I believe that if I obey and I build strong relationships, that I'm going to have something to show for being in prayer, or doing and working with a cauldron, or doing going to the cemetery, or whatever I'm doing. There needs to be something that when I look back on giving up my time, my energy, my ache, being a sacrifice, that there's some proof that there was evidence of that was worth it to me. And it starts with starting out doing stuff for the right reason. I'm going to say this again. I know this might not be popular, but let me tell y'all something. If you want higher manifestation rates, if you want more tangible visits from spirit or ego, the only way that you're going to be fully persuaded is that you got to be fully committed. I'm going to say this again. I am not half-stepping in my practices. Whatever the spirit asks for, I endeavor to get that to them, because I understand that I want something to show for. So I don't want to have any excuse or any shortcoming on my behalf that why I didn't get a certain manifestation. I try to, and then when I work with certain things, I understand that I am the generator. You are the generator, Taurus. You are the generator, Aries. You are the generator, Pisces. You're the generator, Gemini. You're the generator, Aquarius. You're the generator, Capricorn. You're the generator, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo. You are the conduit, not your clothes. Thank you so much. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me about that super chat. Thank you so much, baby. If you want your practice to be worthwhile, your time and energy, this is how you do it. You want to make sure that you're getting into things and knowing that these are channels. And if you put little in, you get little out. You invest a lot in, you will get a lot out. A lot of times, I want people to have the tools, but I want them also to be applying the tools, and I want them to get something out of because they got the tools. If you took my class, I don't care if it's a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, I want you to get not only something out of that, I want you to be able to get any investment should get a return. Whether it's classes, whether it's graveyard work, whether it's candle work, that even though you're still going to get the blessings behind the working, you still should, because you're blessing a man of God, you're blessing a prophet. It said if you give a prophet a cold glass of water, you shall receive. So energy out, energy in. This concept. Even your relationships with your tata, your mambos, your hugans, your apostle, your pastor, your friends, your mother, your father, if they're not profitable, if they're not yielding fruit, then they're unproductive. And they don't need to be a part of your genre. They don't need to be a part of your everyday life. And let me tell y'all something. What may be worth it to you, sir and ma'am, of being in hopeless relationships that produce nothing, that's what you're into. But what I'm talking to is grown people that acknowledge that our relationship or our connectivity needs to be beneficial to the point there's something to show for besides just getting your mind renewed, getting a couple dollars, getting a healing. It needs to be because of the fact that we should be growing by leaps and bounds, because this is a concept that we go by, multiplication. 1 can chase 1,000, 2 can chase 10,000, which means 3 can chase 100,000. When you come together with an individual, depending on their elevations and their energy, you should be saying to yourself, what do I need to do to keep my finances rolling in so I can be a productive into these ATRs, so I can have something to show for? What deal? Yes, sir. That money instant bless me expeditiously. I know that's right, baby. Now, my next scripture is in order to have something to show for the ATRs. Too many people feel like they should be prospering because they practice voodoo, Santeria. No. You have to work these sciences just like you have to go into a gym and work the equipment to get a result. When you now that energy is pulsating in my hand. Thank you, Mama. Romans, the 8th chapter, 35 through 39. It said, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, distress, persecution, famine, mean hunger, nakedness, I like to be naked anyway, and peril, which means, things that happen, sword, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, all these things we are more than conqueror through him that loved us. And I am persuaded that neither death or life, angel or principality, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate or remove us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Now, why is that important? You're not a Christian. Jesus loves you. Here y'all come again. Now, let me address you since you brought Jesus into we believe in Yahshua. Now let me explain why I do not ascribe to your version of Jesus. Y'all Jesus ain't paid us restitution. Y'all Jesus raped us. Y'all Jesus sodomized us. Y'all Jesus gave us Bibles and took our lands. Y'all Jesus got people in office still stealing our monies and our time, and then y'all want to holler about Jesus. No, Jesus can't love me. Pay me what he owe me. The Bible say, owe no man nothing but love. Hernandez. And your particular Jesus owe us a lot. Matter of fact, he that particular Jesus owe melanated people the power that his name has, because ain't no other race of people have made the name of Jesus popular than black folks. So he owes us. So tell him to pay us what he owes. My Rihanna anointing is on there. Now, let me explain something to y'all. You have to have a love for your practice, your science, your energy, because there are going to be things that come up in your life that are going to be challenging. And if you want something out, you cannot get into this for fame. You cannot get into this to be liked. You cannot get into this for money. You have to get into it for what it is. It's a science. It's a development of who you are and who you were born to be. You have to get into stuff for the right reason. So when you get out, whether you're in a prison like Paul and Silas, you got something to show for it, because your gift, your talent, and your ability is still gonna operate. If you are in the palace like Isaiah, it don't matter. Everywhere you tread your feet, you should have something to show for it from your relationship with your ancestors, with your Eguns, with your Orishas, your Loas, your Nkisi, your Mpugo. And certain ma'am, that has a lot to do with what you're going through. A lot of people, and no shade to nobody in Christianity, but Christianity teaches you about the pie in the sky. And so therefore, you don't believe that you should be going through the things you're going through because you got scratched, because you got initiated, because you got baptized, because you walking with this man or walking with that woman, or because you like candles, or because you do graveyard work, or because you took a cleansing. All of this stuff come right along with it, but it should never separate your love. For your going through should not separate your love for what you doing. It's just like in a marital relationship. It's a for better, for worse. The marriage has nothing to do about the condition. The marriage has to do with my commitment to you and your commitment to me. Now, there's things that we're going to go through, and depending on how serious we were, how we going to weather these storms. Can I say this again? You're not going to weather these storms in Ifa or voodoo or Santeria if you get into it for the wrong reason. Because there are going to be storms no matter what kind of protection you got, no matter what type of working you know, what kind of spells you know, what kind of spirits you work with. You still got to endure hardness as a good soldier. There are going to be things. My love for God and my love for what I do keeps me in a place that makes what I go through. Even when I was telling them, I said, I have been pastoring since 2001. And I've had very little pleasure of pastoring black folk. But what has made it worth it to me was my relationship with God. What has made it worth it to me is that when people decided not to support me, God was still causing men to give into my bosom good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. There are going to be things, whether you in Palo, whether you are Obia, whether you in Conjure, whether you doing root work, whether you doing prayer work, there are going to be things that come and challenge you. But if you are already in love with your egum, you are already in love with your practice, it will not separate you from your commitment that you have made with your egum. A lot of times you determine how you're going to treat God, goddess, or spirit based off of what you're going through. Your praise is determined about what you're going. If you're going to have a good week, you had a good day, then you will give God the highest praise. But if you are going through anything or being rejected, this is why Job said, though you slay me, yet would I trust you. It had what he was going through, his condition had nothing to do with relationship. That's why when his wife told him to curse God and die, he said, woman, thou speak foolishly. See, when your friends come and look at you and what you're going through and tell you you should leave that root stuff alone, and I told you about messing with that black magic, and I told you about this, listen here. The respect that I have for Minister Mario, son of Achosi, he did not blame voodoo. He did not blame Orisha. He did not blame, he said, he still served till he departed here. I want y'all to be real on tonight. Based off of what you're going through is how you treat the impungo. If you getting what you think you want out of the situation, then your behavior is one way. But if you got to go through any tribulation, you got to go through any ridicule, you got to go through any warfare, you got to go through a financial drought, you got to go through some betrayal, all of a sudden now you ain't got the power. All of a sudden Zarabanda ain't that strong. All of a sudden Centea ain't that bad. All of a sudden Obatala ain't this or this, because you determine, just like with people, based off of what you're going through is how you treat your running dog. Come on here, somebody. I told you, if you want to get my attention, you hit that cash app. Somebody hit that cash app and it just got my attention. I just being real with you. I got unveiling and for a reading. Now, let me tell y'all something. When you acknowledge your energy, as me as being a Sagittarius, Moon and Aries and Rising sign Pisces, I need to know what I need to make what's going on. When Minister Mario passed away and I had not gotten crowned yet, and they were telling me to be encouraged to continue the journey, I was confused. So I stopped in the midst of them, called themselves encouraging me. I said, I didn't start this because of Mario. I've been on this journey before I even knew Mario existed. I might not have been in Ocha, but I've been on my spiritual journey the whole time. And I'm the type of person, if I start something, I started to finish it. So and the reason why I say this to many of you guys, I was going to make whatever we went through in Ocha, Santeria, Lukumi, whether we went to Miami, whether we went to Lauderdale, whether we went to Tampa, wherever we had to go, whether it was by train, whether it was by bus or plane, it was going to be worth it because I was going to make it worth it. Is anybody hearing me? It is up to you, sir and ma'am, with your personal involvement in the ATR, that you make sure you got something to show for it. I made sure that Minister Mario's sacrifice was not in vain. That took work, that takes sacrifice, that took me giving up my time and my ache. I need to make sure that when I get up and go to my church every Sunday morning, and what I put into my church is worth it to me. And sometimes it's not about the people, it's about what God is doing in my life, in my ministry. If you base everything on people, places, and things, sir and ma'am, you're going to find yourself in a place of discouragement. You're going to find yourself short-changing God, goddess, spirit, egum. This grown-up stuff, y'all, because I don't care what you get into, how deep you into, you're going to deal with challenges. You're going to deal with circumstances and situations. And you don't need to make those circumstances and situations about the relationship or the commitment, because the promise is the promise. A lot of times when you praying, you don't know how that thing gonna materialize. When Joseph laid down and had that dream, nowhere in that dream told Joseph that his brother was gonna get him up and put him in a pit and they're gonna sell him into slavery. Nowhere in that dream was Joseph told that his father and mother were going to look at him like he was crazy. Oh, we got to bow down to you? Some of y'all, even though your prophecy may have been correct, even though your vision may have been correct, even though your reading may have been correct, at the end of the day, sir and ma'am, you got to make it worth it. Every word that you get, every time you get an incense burn, every time you get graveyard work done, you, sir and ma'am, the information that you have acquired, you need to make that worth it. When you get up in the morning, you need to make that worth it. When you lay down at night, you need to put the effort that what you did all in that day. When I look around and I get my paycheck, I got to make it worth it. If the last 3 days been hot like a mother sucker. When I get my finances, I need to make sure what I am doing, it needs to be worth it for what my body going through. Can I talk to some of y'all? I need you to understand that these circumstances and situations that you're dealing with, after you have discussed, if I got Zarabanda, means I'm going to be fighting some fights. If I got Centella, that means, depending on the tools that you have, already lets you know what type of energy you're going to attract. Whether you got Mama Chola, whether you got Frida, whether you got Papa Legba, what energies that walk with you, you should already be prepared. And most of us are not. But I think when I sing this song at our church, and I sing it all the time, praise is what I do, whether I'm happy or sad. Because what I'm going through has nothing to do with my relationship. Whether that bank account looked the way I wanted to look or not. Whether people are coming in left and right, or whether they are walking away left and right. My relationship remains the same. This is what it means. What Abraham was not staggered. He was fully persuaded. This is why you keep hearing that. Your mind has to be made up. It has to be sold up. So you don't be out here talking, I gave all my money to voodoo and look at me. I gave all my money to Ocha, look at me. I gave all my time to hoodoo, look at me. I'm going to make it worth it. That's why I know what I'm doing. That's why I'm cool with my sacrifices. I'm going to say this again. You have to be, you got to be okay with what you are going through because of where you're going to. And you got to understand that your praise, your honor of the Egun has nothing to do with what has materialized. It should have been about relationship. So if I got to endure hardness as a good soldier, I still got to praise. If I got to deal with blessing come with persecution, I still got to praise. If I got to sit here and know that the 70, like Jesus, walked off from me and he turned around to the 12 and said, are you going to leave me too? He said, I still got to praise, because whether they walk with you or walk away from you, it has nothing to do with these people. Whether I get a 3,000 views at one moment, because my channel go up and down, but my relationship remains the same. My level of commitment remains the same. You have to make it worth it, and it's all about, why did you first get into voodoo? Why did you first get into Ifa? Why did you first get into Ocha? If you start out in something wrong, certain man, you're going to find yourself, when you start getting those challenges, it's not going to be worth. Listen, all this sound good. It makes sense. But the truth is, if you're in something and you're in it for the wrong reason, and that persecution comes, it's not going to be worth it for you. This is why we find ourselves in spiritual divorce. This is why we find ourselves walking off from Elect, because the things that you don't want to go through, because what you got into, it was not worth it to you. The pressure was too much. I have been going through trials, and I was crying, and I said, God, even in these tears, I give you praise. Huh? I said, God, my heart is aching right now, but even in this, I give you praise. I said, God, my body is racking with pain, but even in this, I give you praise. Because guess what? When I was feeling good, I praise you. And now that I'm not feeling that great, God, I still praise you. When things were going on with the people from the left and people going to the right, and I was looking around and did not know which direction God was going to move, I said, God, even in this confusion, even in this uncertainty, I give you praise. Come on here, somebody. Even when I said, I don't even know if I don't even feel good enough to go on live. And the Spirit spoke and said, go on live. I said, even in this, even though I don't feel like doing this, because I don't even think I'm in the right state of mind. Come on here, somebody. But out of obedience. And when I got on here, God showed up and showed out. See, even when you can't see your way. God, with the narrow vision that I have, with the glimmer of light that I have, even for the speckle of light that I see in front of me, God, I thank you for that. God, I thank you for the coins that are in my pillow and in my couch. God, I might not have it in my wallet, but I got it in my couch. And God, I say thank you. God, I thank you for the gas that I got in my car. God, I thank you for that, the challenge. Even though my enemies are coming against me, God, I know that if you be for me, God, more than against me, thank you. When you stop going in front of your cauldron, acting like they are responsible for what you're going through. They're there to assist you to get through what you're going through. Stop making it about your gree bag. Stop making it about your candle. They are helping you. They're here to assist you. Your elect is here to assist you, not to keep you from doing wrong. That's your job, sir. That's your job, ma'am. I don't care if you do root work. I don't care if you work with the Psalms. I don't care if you work with Goetia. It is not the sigil. It is not the Vevet. It is you, sir. It is you, ma'am. You need to make that worth it. You need to have something to show for it. And that's for, sir, man, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan. What do you want after doing your root work? What is worth it to you? After doing your graveyard work, what's worth it to you? If I'm gonna pick up the phone call, I need it to be worth it to me. I need to get something out of it. Huh? And God, instead of complaining about certain people in my family turning their back on me, God, you said in your word, when my mother and my father forsake me, then will the Lord take me up. God, I thank you that I thank you in the midst of this situation that I forgot that I was in contract, that this was a part of the contract. I was supposed to be on this journey alone. God, I apologize. I apologize to my spirit. This is the stuff that needs to be worth it. So when you going through certain things, stop acting like you a victim. And stop acting like God is being unjust unto you because you got to be on the potter's wheel. That God somehow your ancestors, somehow your spirit, your research are being unfair to you, and everybody else's life is on the top of the hill, and you're the only one that is dealing with something. Because if it wasn't for your pain that you were going through your body, you wouldn't know he was a healer. If it wasn't for that sciatic nerve that Mother Susan had since a child, then she would not feel the way that she feels at 67 years old, that God came in and moved it just like that. Come on here, somebody, huh? The woman with the issue of blood for 18 long years. You think you the only one been dealing with something over a period of time? You think you the only one that had been contending with something over a period of time? You're not the only one. You're not an anomaly. You're not. Ain't nothing special about your trial. The Bible says it like this. There's nothing new up under the sun. Stop acting like because you stepped into voodoo, all of a sudden you dealing with something that nobody else has dealt with. Make it worth it. When you look back over your life, thank you, Natasha Foster, for that 1999. Make it worth it. You sacrifice for everything else that don't serve you. Why aren't you sacrificing for the things that do serve you? Have something to show for it, for your involvement on the live. If I'm going to give up my sleep, I got to have something to show for it. There was a trial that I was going through that I had to give up. I sacrificed my sex life. Damn it, I got to have something to show for it. I'm not going to be out here fasting and praying. I'm not going to be out here giving up my sleep. I'm not going to be out here giving up I'm telling you, I'm not doing this for nothing, y'all. I'm not doing this for social media. I'm not doing this for fame and for, I got to have something to show for the life that I have lived. That all of the things that I had to endure got to be worth it. Huh? I want to, when I look at my enemies, I want to hear a but God. When I look at my circumstances and situation, I want to hear a but God. It got to be worth it. I need, if you're gonna take Minister Mario from me like that, then this got to be worth it. I'm not gonna stop because I got to see what's the end of the rainbow. I'm not gonna, some of y'all get into stuff and you start and stop. I'm not like that. I'm gonna see what this is all about. And I'm gonna tell the truth all the way. If it wasn't worth my time, my energy, or my frequency, I'm gonna say it. But if it is, I'm gonna say that too. But I did not get into hoodoo, voodoo, sincerity, or any of these ATRs with the mindset of giving up. Because I understood, being trained, that there are things that you got to deal with. You were born unto trouble. Maybe you can't get the vision because you got a half a glass. Maybe try filling it all the way up. Maybe stop doing stuff half-assed. Maybe if you just stop walking around thinking that everybody else is supposed to be responsible for your outcome. Maybe you need to rise to the occasion. Maybe certain man, instead of going to your cauldron, instead of going, how about you just turn around and tell your cauldron, thank you for being in my house. When was the last time you thank God that you even had an ancestor altar? When was the last time you ever thanked God that you had a gree bag? When was the last time you thanked God that you even had a candle in the house? When was the last time you said, God, I thank you for having a Bible in the house. God, I thank you for even having a light. Because you could not have nothing to work with. But God, I thank you. When was the last time that you literally thanked them for being in the corner? Huh? When was the last time you looked at your bracelet and said, I thank you for being on my wrist? I thank you. But God. That's right, Mama Susan. Huh? You got your prayer beads all on your rear view mirror. Won't you look at your prayer beads and say, thank you for what you're doing? I'm glad I even got some prayer beads. I thank God that I even got some in there. Try it. You make it worth it. You make it worth it. Look at that man and say, listen here, I thank God that you're in here. I didn't start this to give up. Because I got to go through something, whether it's on the mountaintop or the valley low. Or because the crowd is there or the crowd isn't there. I still got to do my journey. I got to still do my conjure, whether they work with me in the graveyard or don't work with me in the graveyard. I know that's right, Bo. Bo, you got. I think if I'm not mistaken, Bo got my Fetty Fun Oya. You don't know what. Just thank God you got some tools. You might not got all your tools. You might got some tools. You might got some tools on the way. But how about saying I thank God for my tools that are on the way, because guess what? They're already connected to you. They can work. Them tools can work for you, and they ain't even made it into your city yet. But because that's why the centurion was able to tell Yahshua. He said, "You don't have to come to my house. I done caught on right now. I understand, Apostle Eli. If that bath cleanser is on its way, that means that the energy is already dispersed. Come on here, somebody. You got to understand before you yet get what the product is. The fact that it's on the way, because you have already given towards it, the magic has already started taking place. The roll opener has already taken. The roll opener has already taken place. Oh, I'm gonna make it worth it. I'm gonna have something to show for my giving. I'm gonna have something to show for my time giving to the Orishas, the Loa, the Mpunga. I'm not doing this for nothing, y'all. I'm 51 years old. I'm not fit to be living this spiritual life and don't have nothing to show for it. Huh? I'm going to have something, and guess what? It's going to be a memorial representation of my sacrifice. Have something to show for the relationship that you have and you continue to have. Whatever, whether they're natural or spiritual. That's what determines in my Ooh, they up in here. This is the kind of stuff that I tell you that your mind got to, and I can't do that for you. I can't do that for you. If you don't feel that your heart not into this, you're not gonna, when those trials come. How many times you have ever said, God, I thank you for this persecution? Because these blessings do it make it rich and add no sorrow. And because I'm choosing not to rise to the occasion, because I'm a water sign, because I'm a fire sign, because I'm an earth sign, because I'm an air sign, Lord, that ain't on you. That ain't on my air goon. I'm going to rise up and I'm going to renew my mind because I wasn't fully persuaded. I wasn't fully persuaded. I wasn't fully committed. But on today, God, on today, ancestors, on today, Eguns, on today, Mpungo, on today, Orishas, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm not straddling the fence when it comes to hoodoo. I'm not going to straddle the fence when it comes to voodoo. I'm going to stop worrying about what other people think. I'm going to give you my undivided attention. Before Eguns, you didn't have my undivided attention. When I used to go to the ancestor altar, I wasn't fully there. But now, I'm a very present help. I'm going to be cognizant. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan said, thank you, God, for the provision that is here on the way. Come on, and they're on the way. I know that's as above, so below. I know that's right. Huh? When you do your conjure, I don't wait till the judge give me the verdict I'm looking for. I shout now. I already know that I don't petition. I told God, I said, you know, I got to June the 10th. I'm gonna do everything I need to do in alignment. Show me. Show up and show out. Huh? And I'm going to give you praise. I'm going to give you thanks. And when I'm going through something, I'm dealing with circumstances and situations that I don't personally like or don't feel like I should be going through, I still give God praise because I have to remind myself, who are you? If you're going to be on the potter's wheel, the clay does not tell the potter what to do. You don't belong to you. You belong to the spirits. And they see fit that this is something you need to be going through. They see fit that this is something you need to be dealing with. But at the end of the day, they give you something to look forward to, don't they? Huh? They still provide for you, don't they? They still make a way out of no way. Do they not show up and show out in your behalf? Yes, they do. Now give him praise. Now give her praise. Now go and give them an offering. Fully persuaded. Before you get your reading, weigh your state of mind. Before you get your work done, where's your state of mind? Before the conjure, weigh your state of mind. He staggered not at the promises of God. This is why Abraham, when in the story in the Bible, when Abraham was getting ready to offer Isaac, he told them at the foot of the mountain, he said, we will be back. Even though I know that I got to offer a sacrifice. I don't know, I'm offer my son as a sacrifice. I'm willing to kill my promise on the altar of the Lord. Because I'm going to be obedient to God, even though I love what God has given me. See, you can't love what God has blessed you with more than the one that blessed you. I'm going to say that again. You cannot love what God has blessed you with more than the blessor. Yes, I thank God for the blessing, but I love the God that I serve. I love the goddess that I serve. I love the Mpungo that I serve. I love the Orisha, the Loa, everybody that works along with me. I thank God for them being in my presence. I thank them for choosing me. I thank them for fighting over me. I thank them for allowing me to stay in the church and practice the ATR. I thank them for, in spite of how other people treat me, I thank God and the Spirit for favoring me in spite of how people have treated me in the church world. That I don't have no animosity in my heart. Because I know they're going to avenge me of my adversary. So why should I walk around with my heart weighted? I don't do that. I don't do that. It's not the tradition. If you want to have something to show for in your particular tradition, then you need to renew your mind. You need to be fully committed. And you got to stop getting into stuff based on and handling things based off of how you feel about what you're going through. You don't have much right now. You know why? Because you still living in that poverty mentality, scarcity. I remember listening to T.D. Jakes preach a message one time. He said, sow your seeds based off where you trying to go. You don't sow seeds based off where you at, because if you sow seeds based off where you at, you're going to stay where you at. But if you start sowing seed, you might have started off sowing mangoes, and you realized you wanted something bigger, and you went to a melon, and you realized that you wanted something bigger, and you started sowing watermelon. Come on here, somebody. After a while, you're going to see yourself growing from faith to faith and glory to glory. But if you keep sowing the same way, whether that's mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, or financially, you're going to reap the same thing, because every seed produces after its own kind. Do you want to play blackjack? Only play I want to do, you play with these nuts. And you play that with this jaw. I don't play no cards. Do y'all hear me? If you want something to show for from your involvement in ATRS, this is why you do what you do. I don't sit there and haggle with my padrino about what this costs and the retro for this. I don't do none of that. I need my decision to get involved in these ATRs is also my decision to have something to show for my involvement in these ATRs. I'm not doing this for nothing. And I hope that you, sir and ma'am, ain't doing this for nothing. I hope this ain't just about you getting crowned, because it's more to just getting crowned. I hope you're doing this more than just getting scratched, because it's more to this than getting scratched. I hope you're doing this more than just to be able to get out of a financial situation or defeat an enemy, because this lifestyle is more than just that. I seen some dangling down here by my Johnson. Some were touching my Johnson. I was like, hey, what's that? It is what it is. My Fetty Foom. Look how strong these talismans are. But I work with them with purpose, y'all. I work them with a level of confidence. I already believe Oya can get it done. I already believe Oshun can get it done. I already believe Zarabana can get it done. I'm not practicing magic trying to be persuaded. I need y'all to get that. When I work with Padrino, when I talk to him, I'm not trying to be persuaded about what his capacity is, his capabilities are. I'm already there. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. That's where my mind at. What is it that we need to do? Them jewels, that's right, honey. Them jewels. Blessed, my blessed Savior. Yes. Don't get in the middle of the ATRs, hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, looking for somebody to convince you that this is real. You shouldn't be involved in it unless it's real. You should have never put one toe. You shouldn't have spent $1 $1. You shouldn't have given your attention to nothing unless you already believed that it was really what it was. That's how you found fakes in the midst of it, because you looking for something real in hoodoo, in voodoo, in Santeria. That's how some of y'all stumbled up on me, because you were searching for something that was real in these ATR streets. If you want people checking for you, then you got to be what they looking for. If somebody looking for a fake ass, they're going to find a fake ass. If you looking for something real, you're going to find something real in everything you do. Just like when I have never went to Am City or no place I ain't found a hoe. Catholic Church, found a hoe. Presbyterian Church, found a hoe. St. Lutheran Church, found a hoe. AME, definitely found a hoe. Baptist, found a hoe. Huh? I even found a hoe outside the church. I ain't even walked fully in the church and found that hoe. What's up there, Renee? Thank you for that $10. Thank you. Thank you. You find what you're looking for. So instead of getting mad about what you found, you need to figure out what you was looking for while you found that what you found. Unveiling and Pisces reading. Too many of y'all trying to get us and spiritual people, oh, make me believe that this is real. Nobody got time for that shiggity. You too grown for that. One thing about me, that's why I show you what I'm working with before I even come over there, cause you're not finna do that. Oh, thank you, Karen O'Brien, my Gemini. Thank you. Y'all so good to me. Thank you. That's my Gemini. I appreciate that. Y'all be loving on me. Y'all make this worth it. So worth it. Thank you, Shamari. I like y'all throwing these numbers out of here. Thank you, baby. I need to hear that. I appreciate. Now that's how you get. That's what I'm talking about. Just make sure. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, Demetrius. Stormy, I got you down for Ancestor. I really, really appreciate this. And this is what I mean by making it worth it. That's from my super chats, from the Zales, from the Cash App, for Monique looking out for me and stuff like that. Different ones, Mama Susan, Stormy, and thank you so much, darling Stormy, for what you did. She got paid for a year membership for me. Just looking out for me, you know. Our connectivity, you never know where God is going to speak or the divine is going to speak through her children. If you say you all about the Orishas, the Loa, and there's a love for you, when you see their children, you should want to be a blessing. How in the world? I was born from Obatala. I want y'all to listen to this. In Ochop, I was born from Obatala, right? In Palo Timlatera, which is a type of Obatala, right? So when it comes to the children of Obatala, how am I supposed to dress myself? Especially the fact that my padrino is crowned Obatala. When I see a child of Oya, how, if I'm really about Oya in that energy, if I'm a real Sagittarius, if my moon is in Aries, when you really fall about this Arche, you're going to see that you're going to make things worth it, and you're going to respond very, very differently from now on when it comes to this thing called our spiritual tribe. If you really know what this tribe is about, I want to ask you this question. If you really know the riches that sit in the fiber of this tribe that we have on this platform, this is why everything is worth it. When I come on here, no matter what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with, it's always worth it when I get here, because y'all make it worth it. The receptive, how you want what you want, and how you open your ears, and then you get the testimony. And let me tell y'all something. A lot of people go to spiritual people and they don't want nobody to know it. Y'all not even ashamed of what we do on this platform. Zero. The women or the men. And that is very unusual, because a lot of people that practice, especially I'm as heavy as I practice in the dark arts and the black arts, and you not ashamed, and how you come on this platform that's being seen worldwide and support financially, your likes, your share, and your comment. Some of y'all got y'all real government names just like I do. That says something. And we got to make this worth it. If I'm going to put myself out here on the altar, I got to make it worth it. I love this. I don't like it. I love it. That's why no matter how I feel or what's going on with me, I still step on that and I do what I do. That's why this is what it is. We all make this platform what it is. And as we become more cohesive, as we become, and guess what? And I'm going to say this to some of you guys, you may never get scratched in Palo. Don't mean you won't benefit from the people that in our tribe that practice Palo. You might not ever practice Haitian voodoo. You might not ever get initiated into Haitian voodoo, but don't mean you won't get blessed by the Loas in my church. You may never ever see an Nkisi or an Pungo, but because you bless me and I'm a Palato, I'm a Tata Nkisi, you still gonna get blessed by Zarabanda. You're still gonna get blessed by Cynthia. Still. Keish asked for the baby to come here, so that's why my baby Scorpio probably in labor. She between worlds. I bless her. Egun, I need you to go check on Keish. Make sure she okay. Watch over her through this process. There's a benefit by being a part of this tribe, by being a part of my Patreon, how you guys support my website, my product, how some of you with that graveyard work, you're giving me the opportunity to showboat what God has given. And I got to make this worth it. When I look back on my life and my situation, my circumstance, the good, the bad, and the ugly, whatever it is, I want to be able to say all that shit was worth it. What I went through with my children, ex-wives, side pieces, what I went through in the church, what I went through my in-laws, everything what I went through with Mario, what I went through, I want to be able to look back and say, well done, enter into my rest. I want that. I want that. I've been thinking about our baby Scorpio. Yeah. Normally I hear from her, so I think that that's what she asked for. Y'all heard her. She was all yesterday. She been texting me about it, and I told her I don't mess with the timeline of the due date because of the energy and the frequency of that baby. And so I'm assuming, because I'm gonna text her when I get off, but make sure she okay. But this is the stuff. It's more than just a platform. It's us. Just like we the church, we the tribe, we the voodoo, we the Santeria, we the Lakumi. We are. And how we conduct ourselves and how we handle it, that's what makes it beautiful, and that's what makes people glorify and want to be a part of it, or it turns people off because of how we conduct ourselves. That's why all this stuff is working. Unveiling, and let me know you're listening, baby. Let me get your reading now so I stop talking. I do apologize. Unveiling and my Pisces, let me know you're listening and I will do your reading. Okay, got you. Felt that. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee that which is in the dark, bring it to light of my eyes concerning unveiling and the Pisces. Unveiling edidiosa. I want you to do some roll opening because something is trying to block your path. Since I've been calling your name, it's just spirits are trying to hear these words. What is it that unveiling and the Pisces? Unveiling and the Pisces. What do she need to focus on? Ebasa. Pisces. Let me do some reversal because it's spirits. I'm gonna burn this for you, unveiling and because something reversal that's coming against her. All right. Unveiling in. Your shadow card comes up. Dialing God. In shadow, you quite welcome, baby. You're right in the midst of the tribe. There's stuff going on with you. Yes, sir. I don't know if you got my Iligua talisman. But that he's the road opener. Somebody trying to hinder your progression. Anyway, dialing God is your shadow card. It says Lamed Va. It says using this name I can activate direct dial to God. I take in the name. I dial. I connect. My truest prayers are heard at the speed of light. This is Psalms 27. It's some prayer going on. There's some prayer going on. But this talks about manifestation very, very quickly. Very, very quickly is in need. Time travel is your middle card. It says Va. It said I awaken the remorse in my heart for prior misdeeds. I accept the frank spiritual truth that problems in my life are result of past action. By concentrating on this name, I will uproot the negative seed that I have already planted, and in doing so, I transform my past, reshape my present, and create a future fulfilled, full of joy and fulfillment. There's some transformation going on with this Pisces right here, and it's some moving going on, some shaking and moving. And then your outcome card said removing hatred is coming up for Pisces. In your outcome card, it said Resh Yud. It said I need to be painfully honest. I acknowledge every person or group of people that stir up feelings of anger, envy, malice, total disgust, or any combination thereof. With the light of this name, I have the power to drop poisonous negative feelings that exist inside of me. This card is talking about purifying you emotionally. There's a lot of energy coming up here about trauma, things that you've gone through. But it's talking about uprooting those things, getting that energy, that that poison out of your energetic field emotionally. It also talks about being able to address things truthfully and honestly. It also talks about not allowing other people to, I'm going to use the word, old saying, say, get your goat. You cannot allow people to draw you into things that they know is going to be upsetting to you. This is your outcome card. This is stuff that you're going to be facing. You need to make sure that you stay cleansed. Make sure that you are getting things that you have need of, so you have the proper tools in order for you to move forward. I know all I see is Obatala. Obatala, keep your head calm. But other moves need to be made. This card right here, talking about your prayers are being heard and moving very quickly. This card right, middle card, is talking about transformation. And this card is talking about getting rid of things that have happened to you. That energy. I like that fell in your outcome card. I would hate that for the fall in your beginning. I think we got everybody. Oh, hold on. Stormy Ancestor. And let me tell y'all something. I appreciate whatever and anything anybody does, because at the end of the day, it all makes and puts me in position to make stuff happen for us as a collective. I'm working on some stuff. YouTube, I might have to do it off of my phone because I work using my laptop, and things like this would really make me miss Minister Mario. I would not have to deal with this. I could have just gave him my personal information, he'd have done it. But oh well. Somebody just got my attention. I told y'all. I had Mother Susan. I got you, Demetrius. I told Mother Susan, I said I'll be the same way in the cemetery. If you want to get my attention, you gotta ring that cash app in the cemetery. Oh, I ain't coming up. No sir and no ma'am. Roll opening for Demetrius. Okay. Sending hugs and spirit of comfort upon. I know that's right. This is our tribe, and we're here to strengthen each other, guide, protect each other, and you to let this arche flow from the head on down. Because at the end of the day, We got to make all this worth it. All the time that you come on my live, watching all the videos, we got to make all of this, even though it's happening. At the end of the day, I want all of this to be worth it, to not just for me, but to each and every one of y'all that participate in any aspect of my what I got out here doing in my ministry, my website, my Patreon. It don't matter what it is. I want it to be worth it, and I want you to be able to look back and say, okay, that's why I did that. I'm cool with that. I got something to show for it. On my way out, I want you to know that I appreciate many of you guys. I am so thankful for what God is doing on this platform, and we're going to have evidence of the reason everything that I've gone through is going to be worth it. And everything you're going through, if you follow me, you use the information I'm giving, it will be worth it. All right? Let me see what my Natasha Foster said. Oh, I know that's right. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And once again, I'm gonna text Keisha in a minute, so I know something. If she in full swing, she ain't gonna text back. Ain't no. When a woman birthing a child, they don't love nobody. Them pains is real. Don't forget, if you don't have your Mafedi Oya talisman, I only have, I think, 11 left. So these are all of my talisman are $300 donation. But I do have Ogun, I have Oshun, I have Shango, I have Iligwa, Obatala. I think I named it. So I only have 5. I think I named them all. But this is my personal Risha. This is the one that I'm gonna. My Ocha birthday is August the 5th, so that'll be elevating and reinforcing my Oya. So thank you once again for your love, support. What did wait a minute, Demetrius, my ancestors. Wait a minute. Remember we did I sent the Eguns to his Demetrius. He said his ancestor altar is jumping. Come on here. Thank you for being honest about that, and thank you for sharing that, Demetrius. I really appreciate that. And that's what I mean. I don't have to, I can send these spirits anywhere on planet Earth. Well, actually, beyond planet Earth. But if you're on planet Earth, I can find you. And I thank you for supporting what we do here. And I'm just thanking God, because these are the things that are tangible, and you don't need to lie about it. You ain't got to put on the people speak, and it is what it is. All right. God bless you all. Thank you, each and every one.